So we didn't originally leave the States to lose weight. We left the States because we were tired of surviving and we wanted to start living. Somewhere along the way of eating differently, moving our bodies more, and just slowing our minds down, we realized recently that we've built the healthiest life we've ever had. So today we want to talk about it. So during my run today, I couldn't stop thinking about a conversation I had with a buddy over the phone yesterday. He asked me what's new with me, and I told him I'd become one of those super weird people that love running. He said, gross. And, Grace and I come from a culture, at least in the Midwest, where running is viewed as more of like punishment than fitness, right? If someone says they're going for a run or they just got back from a run, most responses are like, why?
Why are you running?
Why are you doing that to yourself? And I think that really says something about how we view just movement and exercise in general. I actually spent 6 years in the Ohio Army National Guard, and most of that time I was failing the 2-mile portion of the PT test. I was 50 pounds heavier than what I am now, and I simply wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't eating well, and I wasn't moving. I wasn't running. And this is not a running video, but it really does matter how we view movement. Before we got here to Guatemala, I thought we still lived a fairly healthy life, right? We had gym memberships. We tried to be as active as possible. The previous year, we actually completed the full Flying Pig Marathon in Cincinnati, Ohio. Probably what kickstarted my love for running, but there was a lot of time in between there and now. At least 95% of the meals we were eating, Grace made at home, and so we knew roughly what was going into it, right? Into our bodies, but we were still drinking pretty consistently and we were making the convenient choices rather than the right choices. Fast forward to today, almost a year and a half later, and I'm running close to 20 miles a week. Grace is doing Pilates every single day, and we've simply just fallen in love with moving. There's plenty of public transportation options here in Guatemala. We love getting around on as many as we can, but we still love to walk to the market, to volunteering, anywhere we need to go. If we can walk there, we choose to. I can't believe, looking back, that I was that guy that couldn't even run the 2-mile PT test. I had fallen into that trap that running and movement and working out and exercise was just that. It was exercise. It wasn't part of the day. Now, you definitely don't have to sell all of your possessions and move to another country just to get in shape, although it did work for us. But I really think that there is something to be said about how you view movement and, making those daily decisions to be more active, to take the stairs if possible, go for a walk with your significant other. Go play soccer in the park if you have one close by, whatever that is. I cannot believe that I used to be making all the wrong choices, thinking that a gym is the only way to work out. Right now, I've been outside of the gym for close to 2 months. Grace hasn't been in the gym since we've been in Guatemala, and she looks absolutely fantastic. Movement right now has become a reward. I look forward to my runs. Grace looks forward to her workouts. We don't always look forward to walking or climbing up a volcano to bring home groceries, but that's life. And I think that those little decisions really help. I don't know, I'm rambling. That's all. So yeah.
How we eat has changed a lot since moving abroad. When we first got here, we were both meat eaters. Chris came from a family where they butcher their own pigs and chickens at least once a year, and I was eating meat as well every single day. Now, we don't eat any meat at all. We're full-blown vegetarians. And that shift happened very slowly and also kind of accidentally. We stopped eating meat mostly just to save the money. It was really about not having to buy it and then eliminating something else from our budget that we didn't feel like we needed to have. And so meat became one of those things that fell off of our budget pretty quickly. I have a vegan background, which is very rare. I was actually raised in a household full vegan since I was like 1.5 years old. And when I tell people that, I get a lot of funny looks. They tell me like, well, you didn't eat eggs or butter or milk. And no, I didn't. But that put us at a really great advantage because when we started eating more meatless, I already had a good place to start. And so I began getting really creative in the kitchen and really enjoying kind of going back into my roots a little bit and seeing what I could dig up from my memories and what ideas I could draw inspiration from. And we're really lucky because we live in such a beautiful place like Guatemala and there's so much beautiful produce here. So it was really fun and easy to get more creative with doing meatless meals. And as we started having more fun and figuring out that I don't have to sacrifice flavor for, nutrition or even a balanced meal, we were able to really start enjoying our food again. So now we've committed to going full vegetarian. There's a lot of factors which led us to go full vegetarian because we were already eating such a plant-based lifestyle. We were still eating, like meat when we go out to restaurants or if we were, craving a burger every blue moon. But mostly we only did it when we were being social or when we were going out to eat. And it just didn't feel like a good enough reason. And we started gravitating more towards meatless meals even when we were going out. And then we started doing more research and figuring out how impactful vegetarianism and veganism can be and how amazing it can be for the environment. If you don't know, 90% of the deforestation that's happening right now is due to animal agriculture. And Chris and I were really just moved to change some of that. And if being vegetarian can help impact the climate at all, we're very happy to do it. We want to pass this beautiful earth down to the next generation and leave it better than what we found it. And that's something about vegetarianism that we really enjoy. It's that part of thinking that we're not only, not eating chickens or beef or pork, but it's also saving us money, it's helping the environment, and we feel so much better. We've seen such a physical change in our bodies since being here, not even just losing the weight, which we have. We have lost, I'd say I'd lost like 15 pounds and Chris has probably lost 20. And that was not on purpose. We did not arrive to Guatemala with the aspiration of losing weight, but making these changes and implementing these slowly, we've seen our body change and we've seen how our bodies have responded. We feel stronger, we feel faster. I know Chris has probably explained to you already that he wasn't a runner when he got here, but he is loving his runs and how much fun he's having just pushing himself. And I think that is a testimony to how we're feeding ourselves, how we're fueling ourselves, and how we're living the vegetarian diet and how it just works for us right now. I think in the future, we might even lean towards doing more vegan or reducing a little less dairy products in our life. But for now, we're really content with this vegan diet and how it's impacted us and the environment. And we want to continue to do that because we just feel so much better eating and living this way. So our mental health is actually what we came here to improve. This one wasn't really an accident at all.
Yeah, this was by far the driving force behind our decision to move abroad. Unfortunately, most of my adult life, I've experienced pretty bad anxiety, almost to the point of daily panic attacks. And so I knew that a change was needed. We experimented on our honeymoon. We took an incredible 6-month honeymoon, went to, I think, like 12 or 13 countries.
Oh yeah, we went everywhere.
Volunteered abroad. And that was kind of a test to see whether or not anxiety would be a factor, panic attacks would be a factor. And it wasn't. I felt free, I felt liberated. And so we knew that was kind of a confirmation that we could do this dream of moving abroad.
Absolutely. We also had the dream of slowing down and living simpler and consuming less.
In the States, it's slowing down is everything.
It is. We were just constantly feeling like we were clocking into a 9-to-5 only to rest so we could clock into a 9-to-5. It felt like all of our value is based on our productivity. And we wanted to slow down and learn how to enjoy the little things and the simple things, learn more about ourselves, how we can be better people, and how our mental health can improve. We've even started meditating, which is something I never thought I'd say because it just sounds so far away from anything I'd be interested in. But I think it's making a difference.
Game changer, right? I mean, daily meditation and just acting with intention. I said before in my point, you don't have to move abroad to kind of get this under control, but I think we can all take action to slow down and live with intention because it's so easy to just coast and it's so easy to get caught up in the grind and the hustle. And even since we've been here, if you've been following us on our journey a little bit, you know that I still haven't figured out slowing down and work-life balance.
We're trying to learn.
But focusing on the mental health, I think has like brought together the diet, or not even the diet, it's how we eat. You know, it's not a temporary thing. It's how we eat now, and the movement, and really focusing on, you know, what's important to us.
Absolutely.
And what's important to what benefits us, right?
Yeah. So this has been one of the hardest lessons for us to learn. Content creation is still one of those jobs, unfortunately, that does push you to like post faster, post quicker, post often, and always be present on social media. And that is something we're learning to kind of step away from. This whole series is about finding the joy in filming again, and finding the joy in the little things in our life, and sharing them with other people to encourage them to make changes in their life if that's something they want to do, and be the example.
Wowza.
But that's the whole point. Some of it was purposeful, some of it was accident, but we're really grateful that it happened. All of the changes that we've made to slow down and improve our life has made a drastic impact on who we are and probably who we're going to be for the rest of our lives.
I agree. I think some of what we're implementing now, I could see being habits that we do carry
for a long time.
Wow, big win.
Big gust of wind.
Anyway, let us know in the comments, I don't know, I'm doing finger guns. What kind of changes are you implementing in your life to kind of better yourself, whether that be mental, spiritual, physical, or you know, or food? Yeah. What are you doing? What advice do you have for two youngsters to trying to figure out?
We're in our 30s. We have a lot to go, so
we're ready for it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Wowza.
Wowza.
That was hard.
Babe, you did it. Perfect. Perfect.
Adios.